Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we're back on Forza Horizon 4. This week we received a brand new update for this game. We received update 8, which was the Barrett and Jackson update. I decided not to make a video on the that DLC pack as it's not really my kind of thing. So I would just imagine I'd be slating it all the time and I don't think you'd want to see that. So I decided I thought I won't bother with that. I'll just make this video as I normally do every week. So yes, this week we've received a new festival playlist for the month. We've also got a new set of vehicles to unlock and to buy from the Forzathon shop as well. Talking about the Forzathon shop, we have these two cars. We got 1965 Shelby Cobra 427 SC. That one is worth 500 Forzathon points, which is quite expensive. Normally you can get these cars for about 2.5 million, possibly, from the auction house, which is what I did a few months back, but it may have changed since then. It may even be more expensive, but if you can afford it through the auction house and it's quite reasonable, I wouldn't particularly want to spend that kind of Forzathon points on that. But if it's quite hard to gain, it might be worthwhile. Also, the 1965 Hoonigan Gymkhana 10 full Hoonigan Mustang, which is a rehashed, reused, reskinned version of the normal Hoonigan that we've already got in the game already, which was a complete waste of time. I'm not going to go into ranting about that. So we'll come out of here and check out the other two vehicles we received through the festival playlist. So we go down here to the welcome back page, festival playlist. So this week we've got some unusual things to talk about. Now, from now on, I think they said anything above 50% that you win will be in the game already. So as you can see here, to win the twin wheel, you need to get 80%. The twin wheel's already in the game. It's been available before, I think, twice now. So that means that it's not brand new in any way, shape or form. However, the Mercedes-Benz GT4 there is brand new. So, and that's only at 50%. And from now on, anything that's new to the game will be available at 50%. Anything that's been in the game before but is rare will be at 80%. So it might be rare clothing items, rare cars, anything like that. So yeah, that's the new update on the festival playlist anyway. But this week we have two cars to win. As I said earlier, the Mercedes-Benz GT4 and the Mercedes-Benz X-Class, which we'll take a look at now. So let's just have a look in my garage. Go over here. Where are we going? Mercedes-Benz first of all, and we'll check out the X-Class. There it is. I think it's Mercedes' first ever pickup truck. Near enough. I'm not quite sure about that, actually. They may have made a pickup in the past, but I can't seem to remember one, apart from the Unimog, that big truck. But apart from that, I can't seem to think of any others. Let's change the colour first of all, because that silver really doesn't do this thing any justice whatsoever. I don't know why the silvers look really weird in Forzas. It was exactly the same with the last game. It just looked really odd. I quite like it in black, looks quite good. Scroll through. White is quite a modern, new Mercedes colour. Kind of suits this quite well. Although I do quite like the blues and the black. Yeah, I might go for white. It's quite a modern Mercedes kind of colour, so I'll go for that. Wait for this thing to load up. We'll go through the Forza Vista again and take a look at the features and things and what this thing is, because I haven't really heard much about this. I know it came out and I have seen one on the roads on the occasion, but I don't really know much about the specs or what it is compared to its rival, or what engine it's got even. It could have a 2-litre diesel, all I know. Let's have a look at the engine bay first of all. Where's the thing gone to let me look at the engine? Come on. Come on. Oh, it's not even there. That's a bit of a pain. So I can't really sort of find any exhaust ports or injectors, but I probably wouldn't be able to find them anyway underneath all that beauty plating. But yeah, can't really say much about the engine because it's not letting me zoom in. So we've got the back bit here, the truck bed. That's just putting the tailgate up. I wonder if you can slide I don't know what you call that at the back there. Because my dad's got a pickup truck and it's got a mountain top on his. But I don't know what they would call that. It's like a slidey door, slidey compartment. I don't know. So yeah. I can't really see it. It's not letting me see Looks like quite a lot of nice space in there. The wheel arches don't seem particularly big, so that's good for storage and large items. Let's sit in the back of this as we have a look at legroom and all that sort of thing. Yeah, it's quite spacious in here. Nice leather seats. Just about make out that's leather and with the weird textures in this game. Yeah, looks all right from the back there. No tellies or anything like that at the back, or TV screens. Yeah, come on, I want to go to the driver's seat. Driver's seat. There we go. The only trouble with this Forza Vista, it doesn't let you be free with the camera, so it goes a bit crazy. So it forces you to go in certain directions. Quite a nice dashboard, actually. I quite like the style of the dials. I know I seem sounding a bit nerdish here, but I do quite like that. The only thing that really bugs me about these modern Mercedes, that satellite navigation screen, the infotainment screen. It just looks like it's an afterthought. Like, oh, that's a nice interior. Oh, hang on a minute, we've got the infotainment, I will just stick it there. That's what it looks like to me. It's either an automatic or a flappy paddle gearbox. As you can see, it goes into drive. There's no gears. Can't see any flappy paddles, so it's going to be an automatic. One of the first automatics we've had for a long time. Apart from the Cadillac Escalade that we had a couple of weeks back, but that was in Horizon 3, so can't really count that in a way. Yeah, so not really much to say here. And there we go. So there's just having a look at the visuals. I quite like the wheels, actually. They're quite nice. I like them. I was not expecting to get this in the game, actually. This was definitely something that's the unexpected moment. Let's just have a look at the visual customization here. So we've got the Forza canards and all that stuff. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Forza spoiler there is like this huge carbon fibre like ducktail in a way. Side skirts, we've got a Mercedes one. We just take it off. I quite like it with it on, so it's quite handy to get in and out of. Yeah, so customization wise, visually not that great. Colours are good, and the visuals, yeah. As I said, I don't really know much about this. I'm definitely more of a pickup truck person than a SUV person. Well, there we go, there's the sound of it. I was a bit closer to a 2.5 litre diesel, or 2 litre diesel, than I thought, actually. I was expecting it to be a 3 litre V6 or straight 6 or whatever, and not a 4-cylinder, unless that's just because of the sound. Might be completely wrong. Jump in here, we can see. I am changing the gears myself, but yeah, it's actually an automatic gearbox. As you can see, it's not doing anything, although that's not quite something to rely on, because I don't know what's happened with the quality of animations and stuff in this game, but from Horizon 3 to Horizon 4, it seems to have gone downhill a bit, because in some cars it makes like a gearbox sound, but he's actually an automatic, or it's a manual, but he doesn't do any animations. So there's like that sort of thing. The GMC Vandura, for example, that van, that's an automatic, but when you change gear, it makes that kind of noise. The same here with this van, which is a bit weird. That's got like a gearbox, sort of gear stick movement noise. The Ford Anglia, for example, that's another one that is a manual, but the character doesn't do anything, doesn't put his hand on the gear stick or anything. The Lamborghini Murcielago, another one, that's a flat paddle gearbox vehicle, and he doesn't do anything. It does kind of spoil the immersivity a little bit, that kind of thing, especially when I'm playing first person all the time. But yeah, this is quite a cool little truck. I was really unexpecting it to be so crude in the way that it's got such a small engine. It is just your truck. That's all it is. It's like it's not meant to be sporty in any way like the Colorado we've had recently, or the Raptor or anything like that. It's just your normal everyday pickup truck. And these are the sort of vehicles I like. Not this Barrett Jackson pack. Everything's just got a load of crazy as weird as stupid vehicles. Although I do like two of them out of the pack. I do quite like the Hemi Cuda convertible and the King Cobra Shelby. Those two from that pack I actually really like. But the rest of the stuff, it's just rehashed content or it's just stupid. But this, on the other hand, I like this. This is brilliant. It's just back to basics, everyday kind of thing, and I like that. I do like the odd supercar or the odd car you can just drive or buy on the local dealership. Well, I don't really have a Mercedes local dealership around here. Yeah, do have one close-ish. Let's check out the next Mercedes. It's a bit of a Mercedes-Benz orientated week, this one. Now, I'm old, okay? I like to call it a Mercedes-Benz AMG GT4 Coupe. I don't call it Mercedes AMG GT. I always like to have Mercedes-Benz because I'm old like that. But yeah, here we go. Here's the GT4 Coupe. Let's go and have a look at it. Definitely a very, very, very powerful super saloon, this. So when they were going to make a four-door version of this, I thought they're going to screw that right up. That's going to look like a complete mess. But look at this. That is a really good-looking thing. That is such a good-looking car. Ginormous boot. Let's just close that down. We're just sort of having a browse of the outside first of all. Yeah. Let's have a look at the colours first before we start looking at the engine bay and everything. Not much in terms of colours then. So we've got grey, like a matte grey with a stripe, matte grey without a stripe, classic black with a stripe, classic, or gloss, I should say, not classic, it's gloss. Where did I get the classic from? GTA probably. So gloss with a stripe, gloss without a stripe, and white without a stripe. Again, it seems to suit white. Why do modern Mercedes just suit white very well? Hope that's not orange, yellow trim in there. If that's yellow trim, not really good with. White and yellow trim, bit of a unusual combination there. Black, on the other hand, is not an unusual combination. And I'll probably go for the one with the stripe on it. Black with a stripe. I do quite like it in white though. If it didn't have that yellow stitching in the interior, I think the white would have been quite nice. So I will wait this to save. Now hopefully, going into the real world here, Jaguar will release their XE SVR, which will hopefully verse this thing. Although, I'm not sure it will, because this is pretty powerful. If we have a look at the... Oh, wrong button. Wrong one, I was going to say. Go back on here again. My cars, let's have a look at the power of this thing. 630 horsepower. 630? That's a lot. That is a lot. That's almost as powerful as the Lamborghini Murcielago, the original one, before they made an SV. Wow. It's really powerful. Now, as we're saying about the XE SVR, that's most likely going to have 575. So that's miles down in power compared to this. But hopefully, maybe when they do release the XE SVR, it'll be really powerful. But I don't see them making it more powerful than the F-Type SVR. As you can probably tell, I'm a bit of a Jag fan. Mercedes, most of the time, always trumped the Jags. Back in 2004, we had the Mercedes-Benz E55 AMG, the Jaguar S-Type R, and the BMW M5 E39. The Mercedes had the most power out of the lot. I think it was about 430 brake horsepower, something like that. The earlier version, the E55, had about 430 brake. So, yeah, it's always trumped the others with its brake horsepower figure. But it's not always about the power, it's how it delivers it. But I can imagine with this, it's going to be quite a beast. Have a look in here. Oh, it actually makes us look at the engine. We can actually inspect the engine now. Again, as I was going to say earlier, you can't really see a lot because it's just covered in beauty plating. Apart from that, not really a lot to see. Apart from heat shields, a couple of places to put all your liquids and fluids. Spin round here. Let's have a look at the boot again. That's a pretty big boot. It's quite a tall boot as well. It's quite thin, it's quite narrow, but it's deep and long. Quite a good amount of space going on in there. Let's have a look in the back here. Now, I really don't agree with this modern, fast Mercedes design where they've got this like weird, wacky colours, like This yellow colour schemes. I know it is that like on their race cars, but yellow stitching on this sort of car, I don't know whether it works. I love those turbine vents though, they're awesome. And nice amount of space in the back here. Little compartments in where the fifth seat would be, but we've got little sort of places to put your mobile phones and all that. Not really much to look at in the seat, apart from just some carbon fibre. If we spin round to the driver's seat, I do like them wheels again as well, look at them. Nice. Now this is an interesting place to be, sitting in here, so if we just sit down and we can have a look. Definitely an interesting place. It's got a massive screen that I'm not quite sure whether I like that or not, but it is definitely quite unique. Again, I love those air vents, they're really nice. Nice center console, an unusual style gear stick or knob or whatever you want to call that, gear selector, it's probably the best thing to call that. Carbon fibre again, or sort of trim. Yeah, looks quite nice in here. I think that's an Alcantara steering wheel by the looks of things. Unless it's meant to be leather. You can just see at the bottom of the steering wheel it says AMG edition. That looks really neat. Anyway, let's take this out for a test drive. Although I can imagine... Actually, no, let's check out the customization first of all. Although I can imagine I know what this thing's going to sound like. It's going to sound like all the other Mercedes in the... Oh, where am I going? There. I can imagine it sounds like all the other Mercedes, like the AMG GTR and the GT and all that. We've got those canards and the spoiler. We've got a Forza spoiler, so nothing interesting in terms of the customization there. Let's just give it a drive. I don't really know what to say about the sound. Inside, it doesn't sound too bad. You can kind of hear the old AMG noise in here, which sounds good, but it's got too much of that other sound, like the Audi RS7 noise, or the Lamborghini Urus noise. I can't grow to that noise. That just doesn't sound right. It just doesn't suit the badge or anything. I'm sorry, in third person I can't stand that noise. That's completely wrong. In first person it's not too bad. You can hear the old AMG noise that you normally hear. In fact, in first person, it sounds good. The rev limit around the rev range are about 3,000 to 4,000. Sounds quite good. In first person, I think that actually has quite a nice sound. Although this is remove that RS7 tone, and then that would have been perfect. But outside, I just can't grow to that noise. That's just ridiculous. Luckily, I play in first person a lot of the time. Otherwise, I'd be quite annoyed about this. That's a little bit disappointing, actually. I was expecting. I would have hinted saying, "Oh, it's not perfect, but it sounds okay." If it had the old sound, but this is even worse. They've just made it sound completely wrong. That was definitely. I was not expecting that at all. But there we go. On that note, that's the end of this video. My verdict: The Forzathon shop, not that interesting this week. Apart from the Shelby, that's definitely something that could be worthwhile if you don't have one or it's really expensive to gain on the auction house. The X-Class, I really like. I think that's really cool, the fact that it's like a generic, everyday sort of vehicle that you can just buy. You can go to your local dealership and buy it for not a stupid amount of money, like a gazillion pounds or anything like that. And it's quite, so you're back to basics-ish Mercedes, which I really like. And it's my kind of vehicle as well. It's that you can buy one of these, or you can buy it like this, really, the Mercedes GT4. You can buy these in real life, where the Barrett Jackson stuff is just really not my kind of thing. Like, I've been playing Project Cars 2 lately, and I really just don't drive the race cars and things. It's just not my kind of car. I like to drive around in stuff that you could actually drive in real life. Back to the GT4 though, I'm a little bit disappointed with the sound, actually. In first person, yeah, it sounds good, but in third, it just sounds completely wrong. If it was on the RS7, it wouldn't be too bad. It needs to be slightly deeper, but it's not too bad. On this, it just doesn't suit it. If it had an Audi badge, it wouldn't be too bad, but because it's got a Mercedes badge, it should sound a little bit more like the AMG GT, but it just doesn't. It just sounds like the Audi RS7 or the Lamborghini Urus, which is wrong. In first person, I can see where they're going with it, though. You can sort of capture where they were going with it, but they just kind of screwed it up a bit. On that note, though, I'm not too worried about it because I drive around in first person a lot, so it's not too bad. But for anyone who plays in third person and is passionate about car sounds like myself, I think it would drive me mad. So yeah, there we go. Not a bad week, actually. I do like the car itself, actually. It's quite a nice car to drive around in. Both of them are, actually. Yeah, so that's all I've got to say, really. Well, not too bad. I'm just a bit sort of gobsmacked that they've changed the noise and just screwed it up, and it's just irritating. But there we go. Thank you very much for watching this video today. Hopefully you found it useful, helpful, and full of facts. And hopefully I'll see you next week. When we've got the new festival playlist. I don't think I got anything on GTA unless for some reason the GTA gets updated on the Tuesday, but I haven't heard anything about that, so probably not. Anyway, see you later. Bye.